Welcome to the webinar, Upgrading Your IRM to the Latest Version, What You Need to Know. I'm your host, Nitza Medina-Garcia, and I'm very excited to have you here today. I realize some of you are not already familiar with me, so here's just a little brief introduction. I am the owner of InfoCompass Business Solutions, where I provide records management consulting. I work directly with iManage to design and conduct training for iManage Govern Records Manager. I have 9 years of experience in implementing IRM. I'm a certified records manager. I not only provide technical IRM expertise, I have deep domain knowledge of the processes records managers care about. My company does iManage Govern Records Manager implementations and upgrades, so you're in the right place to learn about IRM upgrades. So here's what you will learn today. You will learn what you need to do to prepare for an IRM upgrade. You'll learn what you need to do during an IRM upgrade. You will learn what you should do after an IRM upgrade. I hope you had a chance to download the workbook that came with registration. It will help you get the most value out of today's webinar. So what's your current situation? Have you just installed IRM and iManage has come out with a new version? Or are you a few versions back and want to become current because you've heard of some new features that will be helpful for the firm? Let's first review some of the popular features and benefits of moving to IRM 6.5. IRM 6.5 has an updated modern user interface. Would this updated interface be helpful for you? I really like it. And if you are updated on the work or worksite side of the house, it matches its user interface too. IRM 6.5 has added a few new fields to help with law firm records management. One such new field is for matter instructions. And so this is where record staff can make a note about a matter, such as if the matter was consolidated with another matter, or to note any special confidentiality information. The matter instructions is visible right from the IRM file plan. Now this can just as easily be renamed to engagement or project instructions for non-law firms. How do you see this field benefiting you? IRM 6.5 has a new field to prevent creation of new file parts under a matter. This would prevent people from creating files under a closed matter. How do you see this field benefiting you? Now, this next feature has been requested by countless firms. IRM 6.5 now has the ability to change the media type. This is where a user can change the media type from, say, a binder to a jacket without jumping through hoops. How do you see the ability to change the media type benefiting you? What would having this feature do for you? This is another long requested feature. IRM 6.5 has the ability to search for a range of box IDs. This is where record staff can search within box number 1 through 10. This is helpful if you're trying to create a report with just a certain range of boxes, or if you're searching for a keyword within that known range of boxes. How do you see this box search feature benefiting you? What would having this search do for you? IRM 6.5 has support for external warehouse integration. External warehouse integration allows record staff to request folder or box deliveries right from within IRM. You would no longer need to make a call or go to your vendor website to submit a delivery request. Now, it does require the vendor support IRM requests. How do you see warehouse integration benefiting you? What would having this feature do for you? So you've made the decision to upgrade. What's next? The first step is to prepare. First, you want to determine what is your current IRM version of the server and the clients. So you want to find out what the version number is on the back end, the server, and on desktop professional or standard clients. That way you know where you're starting from. You're going to want to download the latest IRM guides and release notes, and that's going to be available at iManage's support site, help.imanage.com. You'll want to review the system requirements for the latest IRM version. So you'll want to make sure that you have all the prerequisites in place before you do the upgrade. You'll also want to review the different guides to understand what new features are available and see if there are any possible business process impacts. You'll want to determine if the upgrade is going to be as is or will it incorporate new feature configuration. So for example, you just heard about the external warehouse integration. You may be able to upgrade without configuring that, or are you going to try to do the upgrade plus configure this new feature? So that's something you'll want to think about before you start the project. You'll also want to assemble the upgrade team. So that means you'll want to figure out if you have all the expertise in order to do the upgrade with your current technical and record staff, or are you going to need to hire help to assist with implementing this project? You'll want to review the upgrade steps to understand what needs to be done from the beginning through the end before you start on this project. You'll also want to prepare the test environment with all the required hardware and software. So here's some notes about the server system requirements. You'll want to make sure that iManage Records Manager Server 6.5 server is available and is updated with the schema that's been updated to version 6.5. So the database schema 6.5 needs to be available to connect with the IRM 6.5 server. Older iManage Records Manager server versions cannot connect to databases that have been upgraded to version 6.5. So you just want to make sure that you're on the same version for those back-end requirements. IRM 6.5 server also requires the IRM 6.5 indexer. So you want to make sure that that's in place as well. It will also need a SQL Server 2008 SP2 or higher. Now, as far as the clients, the IRM clients, as of 6.5, clients can work with iManage Work file site or desktop version 8.5 or 9. So if you have implemented both IRM and file site and desk site, you'll want to pay attention to those numbers, those versions. Okay, so the next step is to do the upgrade. You've done your preparation, you've gotten your team in place, you have all the software in place, you've gotten your test environment in place. The next step is to actually do the upgrade. So the first thing is doing some technical preparation. So best practice is you want to do your backups. So you're going to back up the IRM server, configuration folders, and the IRM database. You want to gather your system user IDs and passwords. And so all these steps that I'm talking about are going to be available from iManage directly. They have some upgrade steps that you can ask them for. So this is just a summary of that information. And so, as I said, the first thing is backing up those configuration folders, which are noted in the upgrade steps, as well as your IRM database. The next thing you want to do is you're going to take down IRM. So that means you're going to be uninstalling the IRM server and indexer. You're going to unregister the process manager service. You're going to unregister the RM content engine. So basically you're taking things apart and doing your uninstalls. So step 3, you're going to prepare the new IRM version. So you want to download the latest RM server and indexer software. You'll want to register the process manager service, and you're also going to register the RM content engine service. Step 4 are some post-configuration checks. So you'll want to make sure that the memory allocation setting is set to what you desire. Some organizations change that. So you'll want to make sure that configuration file is updated if there was a change. Same thing with the other file in regards to the query result limit setting. So if you've done a change there, you'll want to update that. Step 5 is to restore your IRM data and configuration. So remember in step 1 we backed up some of those folders and files. Well, now we're going to restore those backups so that we can put everything back in place. So once that's done, you're going to start services and confirm that the configuration manager settings are back up and running. Number 6, the database schema upgrade. So this part is really the main part of the upgrade. So with the database schema upgrade, it's basically what it's doing is it's used to update the IRM tables and columns. And so this step is going to require a tool called the migration utility. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you move from the version of IRM that you are at today to the latest version IRM. So what it's going to have you do though is each version in between what you are today and the latest version, it's going to require you to do a hop, do a schema jump. So if you are 5 versions back, you're going to have to do 5 hops to get to where you need to go. So it's going to require some post-migration cleanup. And then once you're done, you can initiate a full crawl of the indexer so that gets rebuilt. So the last step of the upgrade is number 7, data model upgrade. And so with this, it's used to update IRM reports, dialogue, forms, captions, and views. It is going to require a tool called the data model migration utility. The good news is that it only requires 1 jump. So if you have multiple versions, you only have to do 1 jump to be brought up to date. Now it is going to check for some conflicts, and I have a few notes later in this webinar in regards to that. So just a little bit more about the database schema upgrade. So with the database schema upgrade, as I said, it uses this tool called the Migration Manager, and it's going to require a schema hop per version. So basically you have to go through the steps of doing the schema hop, and you have to go in, do the schema hop, come out of it. Start it again, do the schema hop, come out of it. So as you can see, if you're way back on IRM 5.2, going to number 10, I mean you have quite a few schema hops that you'll have to go through, because not all the versions, it's not just a straight number version. You have some updates and SPs and all that in order to address. So for that data model upgrade, you're going to use the data model migration utility. And so once again, that tool, you would download it from iManage support. And here in this screenshot, you see that it's just going to go through each of the data model items, and it's going to let you know when the upgrade is complete. Now, if there are any conflicts, like here, you can see in the node for images, there's a few image conflicts, most likely because a lot of the images, the new UI has a lot of new images, so you'll want to decide whether you're going to keep your customization or if you're going to go with the new version from iManage. So after the upgrade, you'll also want to uninstall and reinstall the IRM clients. Well, you could upgrade the IRM 6.5 server. The server is backwards compatible with the IRM client, so if you're not ready to give your users the latest and greatest, you can wait a little while to do that. But to really take advantage of the new features, you're really going to want to give them that latest version of the professional or standard client. So once again, it's just a simple uninstall and reinstall of the client. As far as any other IRM applications, you'll want to uninstall and reinstall Data Loader. So you'll want to essentially put in the latest version of the Data Loader. And so for those who are not familiar with the Data Loader, it's an XML tool that is used for typically migrations and the ongoing time and billing sync from a practice management database. You'll want to follow the upgrade steps to retain any dependent data loader files as well. So make sure if you are doing this on your own that you are looking and making sure the relevant data loader files are retained. And there is, under barcode operations, there is a config file, so if there's been any customizations to that config file, you're going to want to make a note of that as well. So after the upgrade, after the upgrade, you're going to want to test the IRM upgrade, make sure that it is according to functioning according to what you want it to be. So you're going to want to do some of the typical IRM operations. So create a new file part, check it in, check it out. So just do all the normal things that you would do in IRM to make sure that the upgrade has performed correctly. You'll want to perform keyword searches. So make sure you're searching the text fields to make sure that that indexer is working correctly. You'll want to run reports. Make sure you run a report. Make sure that the reports that you use are available. If there's been any custom reports, that those customizations that you desire have come along with the upgrade. And so once you have finished your testing, then you can go ahead and promote your promote IRM from the test to a production environment. So here's some of the key takeaways from the webinar today. I want you to prepare for the upgrade by gathering the iManage documentation. So either yourself or there's a person from your firm or organization should have access to the iManage support website. So just go ahead and download the user guides that are relevant so that you can educate yourself on the information regarding the latest version of iManage Govern Records Manager. You'll want to determine, after you've reviewed the documentation, if this project is going to be done by in-house staff, or do you think you're going to need to hire help? And it could be you're hiring help because of their expertise, or maybe you're hiring them because your in-house staff does not have the time to do the upgrade. So in any event, you want to decide, is this something our in-house staff can do, or are we going to need to hire some help? Third, you're going to want to allocate more time if you have several versions in your upgrade. So as you saw, there are quite a few hops on your Schema upgrade if you are several versions back. So you want to make sure that that is accounted for, as well as you need to review the different features changes that have happened between your current version and now what is the latest version of IRM. So you'll want to do that. And then lastly, you're going to want to test your upgrade. So you want to make sure that you've done your testing, make sure that everything is still working for you once you've completed your upgrade. And if you need help with your IRM system, InfoCompass Business Solution offers several services to help with your IRM challenges. We do software implementations and upgrades, health checks, design audits, retention rule development, custom reports and labels, and iManage Work DMS integration. If you need some customized training, that's something that we can do as well. So we are here to help you. And lastly, before I end, I want to also bring up when I did this webinar for the IRM user group, one of the questions was, well, IRM 7 comes out, should I go ahead and go forward with the IRM 6.5 upgrade, or should I wait till IRM 7? And so this is what I said to them, and this is what I'll say to you. I would say I wouldn't wait till IRM 7 until IRM 7 comes out. If you want to do the upgrade, I would go ahead and upgrade to IRM 6.5, and then that way you only have one schema hop if you decide to deploy that last version. You're going to have to go through each of those hops anyhow, so you might as well get the version that you need right away versus waiting until IRM 7 comes out from iManage. So that's just my tip before we leave today. But if there's anything that I did not cover that you were hoping to get answered in today's webinar, feel free to send me an email at nmg@icbsolutions.net and send your questions to me, and I'll certainly try to answer any of those questions that come through, or on any other IRM related questions. So certainly send me an email and I will be happy to help you. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today during this webinar, and I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you.